Hello, my name's Elenia, and the title of my talk is Polychrome Sculpture as Canon, Pacheco and his flesh painting techniques in the Parangon in 17th century Spain. Polychrome sculpture is a definite cornerstone of Spanish art. Exhibitions such as Like Life, Sculpture, Color, and the Body, held at the Met Brewer, finally give sculpture its importance outside the scholarship by specialists. We're all familiar with the prejudices towards polychrome sculpture, and it is just now that we are looking at a revisionist history. In addition to production numbers, to understand polychrome sculpture, we must discuss the materiality of wood, the parangone, or parangon in Spanish, and the workshop organization that was collaborative and highly specialized. Spanish sculptors chose wood because of its materiality and sacred associations. In Spain, polychrome wood is used almost exclusively in religious art, effectively creating a canon of preference for the material. Christina Nielsen notes, quote, "The wood was preferred for certain subjects because it was considered a living material that operated like the human body, with veins, humors, blood, and complexion," end quote. She discusses the preference of certain wood types that allow for more carving details and mentioned that cedar from the Indies was popular in 17th century Spain and imported from the Americas. The importation of this type of wood alone solidifies the argument for a deliberate choice of materials. In terms of symbolism, wood played a powerful role in aiding the sense of animation in sculpture. Authors even mention the similarity between flesh and bark. The chestnut and walnut were seen as symbols of the resurrection by theologians because the tree of the latter regenerates as soon as it is cut down, paralleling the body of Christ. Wood's characteristics contribute to the technical execution of the work, and its symbolic meaning carries an importance that would have been understood by sculptors. Besides the material's inherent characteristics of life, as for example, the ability to expand and contract, and its lightweight, perfect for transportation and procession, link between its use in religious sculpture and the Bible are important. First, wood connects the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The former has been linked to the wood used for Christ's cross. Second, Joseph and Christ were both carpenters and carved wood as part of their professional practice. Francisco Pacheco states in his Art of Painting, quote, "La escultura tiene el ser, la pintura el parecer," end quote. Sculpture has existence, painting has appearance. Polychrome sculpture then is in a unique category by having both characteristics. Pacheco contributes to the Parangon debate already established by theoreticians. He discusses polychrome sculpture, but shows his alliance to painting, at the same time placing polychrome sculpture at a higher rank than uncolored sculpture. Leading up to this, in his 1622 rebuttal to the sculptor Juan Martínez Montañez, Pacheco advocates for the professionalism of the discipline of painting and its corresponding guild of painters, proper payment for all painters, and its importance in creating polychrome sculpture. When Martínez Montañez signs a contract on November 6, 1621 for a large altarpiece at the convent of Santa Clara, in which he is in control of all gilding and painting as well as sculpture, this causes an upheaval as it had been custom to hire different artists to do different divisions of labor. Sculpture workshops are divided into specialized fields such as carvers, specialized in decorative motifs, assemblymen, preparators, gilders, those that decorate imitating textiles, painters of flesh tones, and those that provide gems and glass. As per the contract, Martínez Montañez would keep 3/4 of the 6,000 ducats and therefore was threatened with a lawsuit. Martínez Montañez eventually does contract Baltasar Quintero for the polychrome of the work. He later works alongside Pacheco after the argument in 1628, creating the Immaculate Conception of Seville Cathedral, so the incident did not impact their working arrangement. Pacheco clarifies in his rebuttal that the same skill needed to paint a painting is needed to paint a sculpture. In the laws governing the painting of statuary, in his letter to Martínez Montañez, he remarks that only a painter examined in the skill with a diploma can paint a wooden image. While discussing the difference between painting and sculpture, he mentions how sculptures need paint to be alive, and that without pigment, they are considered an dormant state of lifelessness from which they will only awaken with paint. Pacheco also mentions this in his Art of Painting, saying, quote, "Sculpture alone, without the life of painting, cannot deceive," end quote. Pacheco not only seeks to delineate the roles of the guilds to curtail professional competition, but also to give priority to the place of painting in the production of polychrome sculpture. Polychrome sculpture is its own category within Spanish art, as it occupies three-dimensional space and is painted to create a mimetic experience. These collaborative sculptures illustrate important ideas of perception, illusion, and devotion, particular to 17th century Counter-Reformation Spain. Please contact me with any questions.